Then I will appoint responsible shepherds who will care for them, and they will never be afraid again. Not a single one will be lost or missing. I, the Lord, have spoken. So he says, I'm going to bring you to a place where you can have hope, a place where you can be renewed, a place where you can bring about change. And my prayer, and I hope that Encounter can become that place for you. My goal is, based upon some of my painful experiences I've had in the past, that has affected the way that I've tried to plan and build Encounter. But I'll also let you know this. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. Please don't look at my kids to confirm it. They'd be like, oh. So I'm not perfect. And honestly, I may make mistakes with you. I may disappoint you. I may let you down. I may even hurt you. But here's the difference, and I do promise you this, that if I do something that hurts you, please come talk to me, because I would never hurt you intentionally. So please come talk to me. And I promise that I will listen and hear what it is that you have to say. And we can address it, and we can look at it and see what we can do differently to make sure that doesn't happen again. But I will never say, come to Encounter and you'll be treated perfectly, because I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. But I do want to encourage you to begin to think about vision. And how about this? Because here's the thing that I really want you to understand. If you carry that church pain and you allow that church pain to now dictate your life, then here's the truth. That pain always wins. It always wins. So what if you could take the pain that you've experienced because of church and say, you know what? I want to be a part of a church and build something new. Let's say that you were sexually abused at your church. Well, here's what I invite you to do, is come, be a part of Encounter. Talk to me about your experience. And maybe what we can do is we can look at how do we set up systems in place to make sure that every woman, every child, and every man is protected from sexual abuse. So let's use your pain and bring something out of it. Maybe you were a church that was all they talked about was your money. All they talked about was your money. Again, and I've shared this before, I was at a church that had 6 offerings on a Sunday morning. 6 offerings. 6. And for 3 of them, you had to walk around. So you know what's happening is there's that, oh, he can get more than that, So you may have been a part of a church that was greedy, and it looked like they were always after your money, and you were hurt by that. Then here's what I encourage you to do is maybe use this as an opportunity. Get connected here at Encounter. We do have to talk about money, but maybe there's a way that we can look at it differently. Maybe there's a way we can manage it differently, handle it differently. And, for those of you who are here for the first time, you may not realize this, but I rarely talk about money because I don't want to appear to be a church that is always after you. That's also why we have the offering boxes in the back and on the sides, because I don't want to pass the basket around and you feel like, I have to put something in here because everybody's looking. Now, nobody may be looking at you, but because that basket is in front of you, you feel what? Like, I have to put something in because somebody's going to notice if I don't. That's why we have the boxes, and you can just put your offering in as you're leaving, because we don't want to put pressure on you. But maybe there's some other systems that we could put in place that would allow us to be able to manage things in a way that's healthy when it comes to talking about money. But that's something that we can learn from your pain. What other church pain that you've experienced that you've had in your life? Maybe instead of using that to drive you away from church, let's look at that and say, how can I be a part of something? And here's the thing. I would love to have you here at Encounter. But that's me being selfish. If Encounter's not the place for you, that's okay. There are plenty of other churches that are out there that are trying to do something great. And I would encourage you to find one of them and maybe connect there as well. Selfishly, I'd love to have you here, though. I'm just being real with you. But let's not allow our bad experience with one church to stop us from having a chance of being a part of something great, where God is at work, where God is moving, where we get an opportunity to be healed, where we get an opportunity to grow, where we get an opportunity to begin to discover what life, the kind of life that God intended for us to live, and begin to take steps to live that kind of life that God has created and called us to live. Let's allow that to happen in our lives as well.